Happy Homebrew Thursday, so I guess Thirsty Thursday. My wife is babysitting my nieces, so I have a chance to put one of these up real quick. So what I wanted to show you guys is my, this is the porter, the extract porter. It's been in the keg now, I believe, a couple weeks. Kind of got an off, I don't know if the camera's kind of funky, off white, you know, kind of tan head. Let me give you some specs on what that came out as. Make this real quick. I just want to update you guys. Again, this was an extract brew. Had 4 ounces of chocolate, 4 ounces of black, 4 ounces of Crystal 120, and 6.6 pounds of dark LME, and then some hops, Northern Brewer and Brewer's Gold. And you know, kind of looking at other porter recipes, I don't know if that's the best recipe, but OG was 1051, Final Gravity was 1011, and I don't think I did the alcohol. If I figure it out, I'll put it up there. If not, you know, I think it's somewhere in the 5.2 range. So let me tell you what I think of it. So I mean, you know, it's been a while since I've done extract, and I was really curious to see if, you know, my brewing and, you know, the you know, kind of the experience of all grain would help and make them better. So I've already had this, and I will kind of just give you what my review is this far. So the smells like a porter. I mean, it's chocolatey. A little bit of roast, kind of some coffee. And again, you can see the head dies down, but there's a cap, which is good for an extract brew, I would say. The nose is really, really good. When I transferred it to the fermenter, my wife was pretty, or not to the fermenter, the keg. I took a sample, and she smelled that, and you know, she thought it smelled really good. She will not taste flat beer, so I couldn't get her to taste it. But the smell is really good. All right, taste. And the taste is where it lacks. I've realized that, and I know that people brew award-winning beers with extract, and you know, there's a couple things I'll talk about that I could have done differently that might have helped. But what really lacks in this is the mouthfeel. It's really thin. You know, just for a porter, you want that thicker mouthfeel. It's very thin. I mean, some porters are you know, thinner, but I mean, it drinks like a brown ale. Okay. The flavor is that chocolate and roast doesn't really come through on the flavor. It does a little bit, but it's very muted. The taste to me tastes a lot like Surly Bender or a brown ale. Not as good as Surly Bender, but like a brown ale. I don't know if anyone is up in Wisconsin, but like South Shore Nut Brown Ale, similar to what it tastes like, but there's kind of like this, I don't know, soury taste. Not sour, but I think it's just because the roast is muted because it seems watered down. Now, am I going to dump it? No, but I got to find someone to help me drink it because I don't want to drink a whole keg of it. What I think I did wrong is I hadn't done extract in a while, and I didn't know my boil off, and so I boiled off too much, I thought, and then I added water because when I extract brewed before, I just topped off with water. And I think I got too much. Even after 2 samples, I had to leave some in the fermenter because it had too much in the keg. So I think if I would have, it would have been exactly 5 gallons and not 5.5 is probably what it was. It would have been a lot better. It wouldn't be as watered down. So, you know, I'm not going to dig on the kid. You know, if I would have brewed this the first time I did an extract beer, I would have been thrilled. But you know, I'm going back to all grain. It's just, I mean, if I'm gonna brew, I'm gonna do a long brew. If I'm not, then I'm just gonna buy beer. If I did an extract, it would be probably something simple like a cream ale, not something along these lines. But I'd have to get my numbers down. So, long story short, it's okay. It's drinkable. There's no off flavors. It's watered down, and it's got some of that extract twang that I remember. So, to this weekend, what I'm gonna do is I have a wedding on Saturday, so Sunday I got a day free. Usually we go to the cabin, so I'm gonna brew. And I decided, and it was like hard to decide what I'm gonna brew. I mean, I have so many things I want to do, but I was at the bar a couple weeks ago, and I had a chocolate milk stout. It was delicious. And I don't know how easy of a style that is to brew, but I'm going to try it. So I found a recipe on Beersmith that got 5 stars. If anyone knows how they rate where those stars come from, if it's from the site or if it's from user ratings, I don't know where that comes from. But it had 5 stars. It was at the top of the list. I chose to do that one, and I'll tell the recipe. So I'm gonna do some brew day footage, hopefully, of that, and I'll give you the recipe in that. So I'm not gonna go deep into that, but sorry, my memory cut out, so I had to delete some things. But basically, what I've been struggling with is to cold steep the dark grains, to throw them in late in the mash, or to just mash them all. What I decided to do is I put it in brew and water, or brew, I can't remember, some calculator. So I'm hoping that adding baking soda, calcium chloride, and gypsum to make the pH, estimated pH good, will help with that. So I'm just going to add it in the mash. If it doesn't turn out, it doesn't, but that's what I'm going to do in this one, because I know plenty of people who brew with the dark malts in the mash from the beginning, and they do fine as long as their pH is fine. So there's that. So I will try to do some brew footage and update you. Sorry guys, I haven't been doing a lot of these videos. I've just been super busy, and I've been watching all yours, trying to comment when I can, but I think if, once fall and winter rolls around, I'll have some more time. So what I'm going to do at the end of this, right after here, is I'm going to review the last beer I got from Brew. It's a pale ale. And then I have some others from Mash Paddle that I'm going to let sit. They're high gravity, and I'll probably do those down the road. So cheers. We'll see you in a sec. Okay, and last review from the beers that Brew sent me. Again, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Your beers will be coming soon. I have procrastinated enough. And again, I forgot to take the tape off before I recorded this. It went off easy. So this is a pale ale brewed with Citra Galaxy Amarillo, bittered with Warrior hops, fermented with Conan yeast, 5.2%, 40-ish IBUs, brewed end of June 15, bottled from the keg. So I have 2 of these, so I'm doing a review of one of them. And let's get it into the glass. So he sent me yeast before, the same yeast that he uses, and it'd be nice to compare, so we'll see what I get. I did not get much of a hiss, so let's pour it in. Pour it aggressively, it looks like. And I'll stop it right there. Alright, this has been in my fridge for quite a while. And it's crystal clear. As you can see, crystal clear. So, my Conan yeast beer that I had was very estery, and I'm sending it to both Ryan as well as Mash Paddle. And I didn't like it. Another thing about this too is he used Citra, and my Citra beers have been funky. I'm going to send one of those too. So let's see what the Conan yeast and the Citra hops do in this beer. And see, the aroma is very good. The Citra is what it's supposed to be, very citrusy, tropical fruits, almost like Todd the Axeman from Surly. And the esters are not, I mean, I'm getting some of the same esters that I get in my beer, but mine are just crazy. So I'm really thinking that the yeast must have been stressed. I didn't do a big enough starter, is what I'm thinking. Because the yeast was frozen when it came to me, and then I did a starter and I stepped it up twice, so I guess it maybe just wasn't enough. So let's go in for a taste. It's very, it's malty, but in the flavor I get that Citra kind of funk that I get. Kind of the, I don't know, I would say cat urine, but I really don't, I've never tasted cat urine, so I don't know where people get that, but it is kind of a funky taste, but it's good. See, this beer is much better than the one that I did. I will send it, again, I'm sending it out, we'll see what they think. But this is clean. Every beer I've had from Ryan is great. This is another one. Hops are really good. And now when I'm kind of getting the same esters. So I think my beer, it's the Conan yeast, but the esters were just kind of crazy in mine. I'm going to try one maybe here in a second. We'll see if it's kind of tamed down a little bit. This is kind of old June, so we'll see. But that's it for me, guys. I'm going to try to do one next week. If I don't, it'll be the week after. And I'm going to have brew footage of the chocolate milk stout. That's about it. Other news is Jordy Nelson got hurt. Sucks, but we got plenty of other receivers. And I say we, I'm probably the only Packer fan YouTuber, but oh well. All right, cheers, guys. Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go.